The Suffering, a game made by two companies that no longer exist. The game opens to a cell block. This is Death Row. A prisoner is walking down the Green Mile. His name is Talk. We presume that is a nickname and not his christened name. So he is being led through a cell block with all of his belongings in hand. He has been sentenced to death because he supposedly killed his family. So Talk is being led to his cell, and the guards are saying,
At least when you escort an inmate to death row, you know he's scheduled to get what he deserves.
Ernesto, you can really be a jackass. You know that?
You hear what this one did?
I don't want to know. And you know when
He beat his ex-wife to a bloody pulp. Killed her with his fists.
Look, I said I didn't...
Then he drowned one son in the tub and threw the other out a window.
Talk is ignoring the guards. He keeps walking down the Green Mile, and as he continues on, there are other inmates there. And they're saying stuff about Talk as well.
For example, this is Goose.
Willie's bed isn't even cold yet, and already they brought in a new guy.
This is Jeffrey Dahmer.
I heard he killed his old lady and kids. Sick motherfucker.
But then a third guy pipes up. This is Michael Clark Duncan from the movie The Green Mile.
That's Talk. Word is he shaved half the Aryan Brotherhood over at Easton.
So Talk's never been to this prison before, and he sees it as an opportunity to reinvent himself. So Talk wants to be the prison funny guy. If this is Death Row, I'd hate to see Death Column.
That's a good try, Talk. Keep going with your puns. Good job.
Talk's actually a really good guy. He shouldn't be in prison. He should be the mayor of this prison. They should make a video game about his story.
Goose becomes mad, and everybody's starting to get pretty rowdy at this point, and the wardens go,
Hey, shut up in there!
Hey, shut up your mouth!
So we cut back to Talk, and he's looking at the photo of his stupid dead family.
Oh, I miss them so much. Also, I have been framed. I mean, I can't remember what actually happened, but I'm not the type to kill my family. Then, an inmate joins in on him, wistfully saying this.
I read about your trial. They got no witnesses, all circumstantial evidence.
You're an innocent man, ain't you, Talk? Some bad stuff happened to you, and you don't remember what happened. It's not your fault.
Possibly you were framed.
Talk is ignoring all this, and he's still just wistfully looking at the photograph. Then suddenly, a massive change in tone is about to happen. We're gonna be fighting for our damn lives. An earthquake happens. Suddenly, a big monster, which looks like the thing from Silent Hill, drops down from the ceiling and starts killing everybody.
What the hell's going on?
Right, so Goose is there and he's going, oh, I'm real scared right now. 1. This is terrifying. I hope we make it out of here. 2.
Nothing gets in the way of my pump.
Suddenly, this thing is in Goose's cell. And uh-oh, not Goose. Then we cut to another cell, and the inmate who was very sympathetic about how we were framed and such is now on his knees. Please, I had so much to live for. Don't kill me. But the monster does. The guards are on high alert, but they're like, what's going on? So they run away. Alright, so in summary, Goose is dead. This guy's dead. This other guy is dead. Oh no. The only 2 people left are Hugh Jackman as Talk and Michael Clark Duncan as Morgan Freeman.
Shit. There's something in here.
But then Morgan Freeman dies as well.
Help me!
No! We are now the last survivor left in a cell. But instead of getting killed like all the other cellmates, instead the monster breaks down the door. Oh, we might be able to escape. So we run over to the exit. Oh, damn, it's locked. Suddenly, a guard comes running up to us, right? And he goes,
Inmate! Back in your cell. Everything's under control.
But it is not under control because...
He sure has been shanked without redemption.
Alright, I better arm myself quickly. And so he runs over to one of the dead people and pulls a shank out of him. Like Excalibur taking a sword from a stone.
But this stone is still alive! He is now the king of prison.
Talk then walks up to the security cameras, and he starts looking through, and he goes, right, I want to see what the hell this threat is. What's going on? Looking through the security footage, we can see the guards shooting at the monsters. It's not going very well. The monsters are definitely winning this fight.
I need to get out of here. So Talk starts to explore the prison building, trying to find a way out of here.
What's that in the distance? It's a ringing phone.
The Suffering!
Yellow? On the other end is a female voice.
T, listen to me. You gotta get out of there. That island's more than just a prison. It's so much worse.
Wait a minute, this sounds a lot like my dead wife.
Listen, Torque, it is me, your dead wife. You have to get off this prison island. Something really bad is happening here. If you don't get out right now, you might die. Hugh Jackman hangs up the phone. So Torque goes running down the hallway. Perhaps this will be the route to freedom. Then, hey, this way. Follow me, Torque. I know the way out of here. And so Torque goes, oh, I'll follow.
It's gonna be my companion for the rest of the game.
Way out over here. Follow me.
So we go chasing after this guy, and
We can get out this way.
Well, I'm glad he made it out, but how am I supposed to get out of here?
a prison guard comes running up, and he goes, hey, Torque, I'm here as well, and nothing bad will happen to me. People just keep joining this game, you know? And he says, listen, Torque, these monsters, they hate the light. Stay in the light.
Thank God I made it into the light.
Wait, did that light bulb directly above me just go out?
Suddenly, a monster drops from the ceiling and begins pranking the hell out of this guard. He is penetrated from behind, and not in the sex way.
Well, I'm glad he got out, but how am I supposed to find a way out of here?
All right, Mr. Branson, what's the next important thing?
Well, we come up against a bit of a spooky creature.
Which is the Slayer. So Hugh Jackman goes head to head with the Slayer. He manages to take it down, but there will be plenty more of these to fight throughout the rest of the prison.
Knife to fight you.
You've almost got it, Torque!
So to celebrate his victory against the Slayer, Torque decides he'll go have a shower in the men's bathroom. And right as he's wishing he had a strong guy to help clean his back, suddenly,
I'm here to clean your back.
Hold it right there, or I will cut you down.
a no-nonsense guard who doesn't take any guff runs into the room.
You hear me, inmate? Do you hear me?
Give him a chance.
Nah, to hell with protocol. Everything's gone to shit.
Now, at this point, the game introduces a morality system. You can actually choose to kill this man or spare him. The angel on your shoulder is your dead wife, and the devil on your shoulder is just some dude that's good like this. You should be bad.
See what he has to say.
Kill him, kill him, kill him.
We got a better chance to survive if we stick together. Go get a flashlight from the break room down the hall. And no funny stuff.
Is he talking about Torque's jokes or ours?
Well, I mean, either way, he's safe.
Next, Torque goes into the bathroom and he sees a bunch of pills in the sink. So he gobbles them up real quick, and after he's had too many, suddenly he needs to take a dump. So he heads into the cubicle, but it's occupied with
Dad,
his son.
what's going on?
Torque is starting to see visions of his dead kid, which he didn't murder but was framed for.
My son, why is he here? What's happening?
Ad time. Look at NordVPN, Sandra. It's a brand new, never-before-seen VPN service.
I heard VPN stands for Very Protected
Network, that's right. Sandra, you're not very good tech-wise, so let me show you how to use a VPN. I go to the webpage, right?
What's a web page?
Don't worry about that. I go to nordvpn.com/storymode, get the product right for like a huge discount, 2-year plan, plus 4 bonus months for free, why not? And I'm loving it, right? It's downloaded. I click the button. Do you want to install NordVPN? Yeah, I do, Sandra. So I hit next. Next.
What about the terms and conditions?
Do not read the terms and conditions, Sandra. You can trust them. Look, it's now installed. Look at this map.
Wow.
What country would you like to be in or from?
Japan.
We hit the Japan button. Gong.
Oh my gosh, I'm in Tokyo right now.
Ah, but you're not, Sandra. It's just that if anyone was tracking you on the internet, which they are, they would see you are in Japan. Dong! Now we're in France, Sandra.
Oui.
You'll have to wait until after the ad, Sandra. Now, because we're in France, Netflix gives us access to the French Netflix catalog.
Oh my gosh, it's French Big Mouth.
Oh look, it's the French office. Bonjour, I am Michelle Scott. Quick, let's go to Mexico, Sandra. Gong. Los amigos. And it's just that simple, Sandra. And now, whenever you browse online, you cannot be tracked. Because I tell you what, something about tracking, those records, they last forever. Sandra, you are 25, but at age 50, you plan to be running for Congress. Just as you're about to start your election campaign, the CIA comes to you and says, "We have 25 years of your web history, but luckily, you've had a 25-year subscription to NordVPN, plus 4 bonus months." So you cross your arms and go, "I don't think so. You can find someone else to assassinate." And I even know what the tagline of your political campaign should be. Huge discount on a 2-year plan, plus 4 bonus months.
If I was Kennedy, I would have the threat protection on so the guy on the grassy knoll couldn't get me.
So this is the sniper, right? And he's trying to stop Kennedy because he's giving out huge discounts on a 2-year plan.
Plus 4 bonus months.
And he's just about to pull the trigger, and then... where did he go?
Japan! He went to Japan!
Gong!
NordVPN, baby.
And over. Anyway, Torque kind of brushes that off and continues on his mission to exit the prison. So Torque runs back to the guard who doesn't take any funny stuff. Alright, so 2 Polish guys walk into a bar, right? I said, "No funny stuff, Torque." Well, let me ask you, how do we get out of this damn building?
Well, Torque, getting out of the prison is easy. You just have to follow me. It's getting away from the prison. That's the difficult part. You see, we're on an island, Torque, and islands are surrounded by water. So, we need to get to the port, Torque. It's the only way off this damn island. Now, I know how to sail. We just need to get there and find a boat.
So they both head off together.
This way, Torque, through this door.
What's that sound behind the door? It sounds like electricity.
I'm sure it's nothing, Torque. By the way, my clothes are still all wet from the shower.
I really don't think you should go in there, Mr. Guard.
Don't worry, Torque. My pants are made of metal.
Oh no! The electric room got him. Electricity much? And then he's like looking left and right for a high five, but there's no one there.
Alright, so Torque is now on his own. But he's still got an objective. He needs to get to the port. You could say it's important.
It's a good thing that guard's dead. Anyway, back to Torque. We're en route to the port when... Not so fast, Torque!
Look what we have here!
It is me, a doctor. Dr. Killjoy. As a spooky ghost doctor, let me provide you with insight into your psyche.
My understanding is you've had periodic blackouts. Ever wonder what happens during those blackouts?
Alright, so translation. What Dr. Killjoy's saying is that Torque suffers from blackouts. So maybe Torque did really kill his family, but he had blacked out so he wasn't actually in control.
Oh.
Well, Torque, if you want to fight your inner demons, then allow me to give you a prescription for some outer demons.
A monster jumps out from a hole in the wall, and then another monster jumps out, and then another. The room is actually a trap set by the doctor. There are far too many for Torque to fight. Oh no, it looks like Torque's about to die.
Wrong again, Mark. Torque is actually going to black out. But this time, it was in the good way. Torque starts transforming into a monster.
Alright, what the heck is happening, Mr. Branson?
So this is a physical manifestation of his inner demons.
So does this happen all the time?
No, Mark. This time, it's special. You see, the island that we're on is magical, and it allows inner demons to become real. So we better not stay too long.
That's very silly, Mr. Branson.
And what's more, you know that little devil on his shoulder during the morality choices that's squabbling in his ear? That's his inner demon too. And then his wife's the angel, I guess. Though sometimes I'm sure it's hard to tell.
Shut up, Mr. Branson. So this new demon mode allows him to win the fight. And when he's done, he changes back into a human after all. The doctor is overlooking the whole thing, and he says, Torque, well done.
But this isn't the last you'll hear from me, Torque. An apple a day won't keep me away.
And then he disappears. All right, Mr. Branson, where do we go next?
What's next is the exit. We're going to go through that door right there, and we're getting out of this prison for good. But just before Torque can open the door, a voice can be heard on the other side.
Is anybody in there?
But it's not a monster, it's a man. A human man.
It's me, Dallas from Easton.
Suddenly, Talk gets the urge to kill. His dead wife's voice is on the other side of his shoulder going, no.
He needs your protection.
He's a parasite.
We decide not to kill Dallas. Hooray! Talk truly is a man of upstanding character. So this is Dallas, and he is going to be our new companion. It feels like we've known each other our whole lives. I've never really understood being on the outside. Prison is all I know. I'm only here because I don't know how to live life any other way. The real prison...
Oh, wait, shut up a second. Talk turns to his right, and he hears something in the distance. Oh my god, that's my dead wife! But how is it possible that she's here?
Oh, I've missed you so much while you've been dead.
I'm pregnant.
Well, it ain't mine. I've been in prison for several years now.
It's over, T. You say you're innocent, but I don't know if I can trust you. I'm filing for divorce.
What do you mean you don't know if I'm innocent? Aren't I supposed to be guilty of killing you? Wait, Mr. Branson, help me understand that. What the hell's happening?
Talk is having a bit of an episode. I think the point is that it purposefully doesn't make sense, so it keeps you on your toes.
Alright, now this Dallas guy has been overhearing the whole thing, and he goes... Listen, Talk, I don't have much time. My plot device is very small. But I appreciate the time we spent together. And just know this. If you ever forget who the man is, just know...
You the man, Talk! You the man!
He died the way he lived.
In an abrupt explosion.
Your soul is strong, T.
God, what is happening?
So Talk heads off on his own. After all, he still has a boat to catch at the port. So he exits the building, enters the woods, and comes up to another building. And there's a guard standing in the doorway of the building.
And he says... Let's work together, Talk. I don't mind working with criminals. In fact, I love criminals. I never wanted to be a guard anyway.
I always thought I had more in common with the inmates than the gung-ho COs they got here at Abbott.
I've always thought I had a lot more in common with you guys. The murderers and the rapists.
Listen, I got a plan. This prison has a radio tower. If we go there, we should be able to radio the mainland and make a request for help. Send in some backup.
So Talk and the guard are on their way to the radio tower now, and they're climbing down a ladder, and there, Talk runs into...
Is that your dead wife again? We're seeing her with an increased frequency now. She's everywhere. But wait, what's the wife doing, Mr. Branson?
It seems like she's playing baseball with her and Talk's kids.
But this can't be real. They can't really be playing America's pastime. They're dead. Is this madness overtaking me? The bonkers are overwhelming my mind. No, I ain't got time for no ghost kids. I gotta get to that radio tower.
Huh?
Inside the radio station, they press some buttons and stuff, and they're going to send a distress signal. SOS, SOS. They wait with anticipation for our response.
It's like it's possessed or something. After all that, we're still dead.
Alright, so let me translate that for you. The guard's saying that the radio doesn't work, and instead it's spouting out garbled, spooky nonsense. And then he gets all scared, he falls into despair, our hopes of rescue are lost, Talk!
It was at this point that we ran out of budget for the video.
All 15 editors are currently working on Metal Gear Solid 2. But fear not, I have a plan.
Talk has a new shape-shifting form. It is the thrifty creative director. He puts on his glasses and he starts blacking out. Alright, so Talk suddenly wakes up in the quarry. What happens there, Mr. Branson?
There's a monster!
And don't worry about that. Talk is blacked out. Now we are in the hedge maze. What happens, Mr. Branson?
There's a monster!
Don't worry. Talk has blacked out again. And then we go over to the spooky insane asylum.
There's a very well-paced 25-minute section of Goose.
Talk blacks out and he skips forward to...
Alright, so now that we've got through all of that nonsense, Talk has made it to the port. Do you remember Dr. Killjoy from earlier on? The, projection ghost Dr. Man.
And if I did, what about it?
He's the final boss.
Oh.
I think you can explain what his final plan is better than I ever could.
Oh, okay. He's gonna cut open Ellie's head, and he's gonna take out the brain of cordyceps and stuff, and then vaccine.
Not quite.
Yeah.
You see, the whole time Torque was at the Abbott prison, he was actually infected with something called fox dye. And the DA needed him to infect everyone with fox dye so that he could find Drake's treasure, El Dorado.
Oh.
All right, so Torque is up against his biggest challenge yet. Appeals court.
Recidivism.
All right.
Oh. Actually, no, it's a big monster. And it appears to have a mimic of Torque attached to it. Alright, well, it's time for another boss fight, says Torque, and then he does. Torque activates the device and goes Super Saiyan, but he's got that Twitch bisexual lighting. Torque kills the final boss, and he's like, did I just do that? My freaking mind.
Billy? Billy Outlast? Is that you?
Suddenly Matthias shows up.
Ah, yes, Torque. Himiko's power has let me come through the world just to tell you one thing, Torque.
You ain't responsible for your wife's death. You were actually a good guy all along. You deserve to go to heaven.
The thing is, Torque, we still don't quite know who killed your family, which is why I brought a friend of mine. Nancy, can you take it from here?
I sure can. If you want to find out who killed your family, you're gonna have to solve this puzzle. You never appreciated your family, Torque, while they were alive. Now they are dead.
Alright, so actually, in all honesty, what happens is Torque beats the boss, and then a guy in a boat comes and picks him up, and he's done.
Come on, Torque. You got a life to lead. Word spread around that you're innocent, Torque. The Coast Guard tells Torque, listen.
I heard about you in the news. Says the prosecutor on your case is being indicted.
Someone's in trouble, and anyway, you're getting a new trial. Also, the judge already thinks you're innocent. The game ends, and we see a picture of Torque with his family on the screen. Also, they're not dead.
I don't want us to ever be apart again.
Go
Love
on, Torque.
always.
You live the rest of your life. And then they go in for not only a kiss, but a high five as well. The end.
No, but we do actually need to tell you what happens though.
Okay, summary version. We are at the Abbott State Penitentiary at Carnate Island. On the very first day there, while at orientation, earthquake happens. Monsters start coming out all over the place. Everybody starts dying. These monsters are manifestations of demons and things that have existed on the island kind of forever. They're like a mix of Native American spiritual stuff with people who died at the penitentiary.
However, on his journey, he meets a couple of interesting characters, but the most important character is Dr. Killjoy, who's some sort of old ghost projection of a Nazi scientist. He likes to use the magic of Carnate Island to try and manifest a physical form of people's inner demons. Torque then turns into a monster, which is a physical manifestation of his inner demons, and he uses this form to help him kill monsters throughout the prison.
Now, Torque makes lots of different attempts to escape the prison, and as he does, there are all sorts of moral choices. So, you run into this guy, should I kill him? Should I let him live? What about this guy? If you don't, immoral. So, at the end of the game, you run into this gigantic monster. What the hell is this? Well, this is actually a clone, which Dr. Killjoy made, of your inner demon.
Torque kills it.
And then, at the very end of the game, if you did all the moral choices, then we establish canon that you did not kill your family. But, if you did all the immoral choices, you did it. And then you steal the boat. No more questions. Who? What? Where? Why? It's question mark? So, the trouble I'm having with it is, he shanked half the Aryan Brotherhood while he was at Easton at the beginning. I mean, I guess it must have been self-defense, but even still, he killed people, yeah. So it's like, well, he's not getting out.
But he had a really positive relationship with his sons, remember that?
How come he keeps saying, like, I see my son again, but didn't he have two?
Yeah, he did have two sons. Well, I mean, he actually really only liked one of them. He had one that played baseball, and he was really proud of him, and then the other one just played League of Legends. He actually did kill him.
How come he was on fire at the end?
Yeah, and why did the Coast Guard guy just didn't acknowledge that? Though actually, to be fair, what if he doesn't know? You're going to be like, hey man, what's going on with those flames? And then you look like the arsehole.
Yeah, right. You don't want to embarrass him.
No.
The thing is, like, they've got this long boat ride back. He finally gets home because he's innocent, right? He goes into the bathroom mirror and he sees, oh my god, I've been on fire the whole time. This is so embarrassing. I bet he knew and he didn't even say anything.
Or like alternatively, he goes home and he walks into the mirror and goes, ah!